Ew, what's up, Killas? It is your final girl, Mel, coming at you from My Killer Podcast. And yes, I finally got to go see The Crow. It finally happened. I feel like 6 months out of this year was just me anticipating going to finally see this movie. I'm going to give you the dirty up front. Of course I liked it. There was no way I was going to go see this movie and not like it. But if you want to hear the spoiler-free details of why, stay tuned. What's up, everybody? Thank you so much for joining me today. If you're new here, I am not only on YouTube, I'm on a bunch of other social media platforms. Kill the description box below and follow me everywhere. As I alluded, we are doing a spoiler-free review of the 2024 Crow. I don't know why I'm bothering doing a spoiler-free review. It's not like anybody gave a shit about this movie but me and maybe like 3 other people. Am I right? I am sticking to my word. This will be a spoiler-free review. I am going to preface this review with nobody can say this was not a well-made movie. This was a perfectly well-executed movie. From cinematography to script to performances. This movie was well-crafted. So there's that. There were a lot of liberties taken in the storytelling here. This Crow movie could have just been placed at the end of the line. It could have just been another Crow movie in the long line of Crow stories that we've already gotten, honestly. Bill Skarsgård's character didn't have to be Eric Draven. He could have just been another Crow. His storyline with just a couple more tweaks could have just been a completely different character, and we could have just called this Crow 17. I wonder if anybody would have had a problem with that. There were a couple things that I felt like could have upped the ante maybe just a little bit. There was a slight overusage of the CGI blood, a little bit. We could have toned it down there. Also, I feel like they did do a pretty good job setting up the story. I appreciated that because the relationship between Shelley and Eric is really important. We need that relationship to be super believable. We need to love these characters. We want to see them together because if we don't want to see them together, this whole movie is pointless. So they did a really good job building that storyline in the beginning. It did drag on a little bit. I wanted to get to that action. I wanted to see so much blood and gore in like 0 to 100. You know what I mean? I wanted 0 to 100 from like the center of the movie all the way to the end, and we didn't quite get that much action and gore, but we did get quite a bit. I feel like the third act of the movie was well worth the price of your ticket. So if you're on the fence about whether or not you want to go see this one in the theater, go see it for, at the very least, the last third of the movie. I do have some personal issues with certain parts of the movie. These are just personal preferences of mine that I will speak to. I don't particularly like certain parts of Shelley's storyline because I feel like it changes the tone of her character. And to me, I need her character to feel a certain way. And there's certain things about her storyline that change the way that I feel about her, and I don't want that, and I don't like that. I also don't prefer the way they ended it because I'm a little brat. Because I am a brat. In all actuality, the way they ended the movie is fine. It's absolutely fine. It works for the movie. I think anybody who's not going to just hate on this movie from Jump Street because of the OG movie, I think the ending is going to work for them. But I'm a brat and it didn't work for me. If I ever in the future decide to do a spoiler review, I will explain why. Or if you decide to go see the movie, you will understand why. I feel like I don't really need to explain it if you go watch the movie. But it also pertains to part of Shelley's storyline as to why I don't feel like it should have ended the way that it did. But other than that, the cinematography was great. I also really loved the color grading of it. I loved the makeup that the crow had. It was different. It was different this time. They did it in kind of a different way, and I liked the way that they did it. I loved the look of the crow. I love Bill Skarsgård's rendition of it. I thought it was super great. It was gothic, but it was kind of more modern. It was a more modern take on it. I do feel like they were spoon feeding you a lot of the storyline throughout the movie. It wasn't like they were leading you down the path and you were kind of collecting that information as you went. I feel like they were very much giving you the information verbatim as the movie went along, which was fine. That just leads to a more entertaining experience for people. They're able to just sit back and watch it and be entertained by it, and they don't have to think real hard about it. You don't have to sit there and kind of figure things out. You can just relax and be entertained by what's in front of you. So it is very much just like a very entertaining movie where you can just turn your brain off and watch it. And honestly, that's all I was really looking for. I wasn't going into The Crow 2024 expecting a 5-star movie, okay? I just wasn't. Was I going into this movie with some blinders on? Maybe a little bit. Like I said, there was no way I wasn't gonna not like this movie for obvious reasons. But all I really needed was for it to be entertaining. And it is. It is exactly that. It is entertaining. It has a very well thought out and well-crafted story. And it keeps you engaged the entire time. And that's all I really needed. That's all you really need. And I feel like if people just give this movie a chance, go to the theater to see it. It has some good action in it. It has some great kills in it. It has some, there's actually one scene that was really interesting kill. There's a samurai sword, which always brings some awesome kills. If anything, that is worth going to the theater to see. But if you don't go to the theater to see it, at least give the movie a shot. Don't just not see this movie because you're trying to be a loyal fan to the OG movie. I get it. Nothing is going to beat the OG movie. Brandon Lee is a legend. The OG Crow is always going to have an amazing legacy. I love the movie too, and it is always going to be the best Crow movie in the world. But we can't just poo-poo every other Crow movie in the world because of that one, okay? Give this one a chance. Kill the comments below if you go see it. Let me know what you thought. Try not to spoil it down there. Also, just try to give this movie a chance, because I feel like it deserves it. Bill Skarsgård did an amazing job. I think he had some really big shoes to fill, and he did the best that he could. Given all the hate that this movie got before it even was seen by a single eyeball. This movie was given bad movie reviews before a single person even saw it. How does that even happen? All right, that is it. That is all. That is my spoiler-free movie review. I enjoyed this movie. I thought it was good, wholesome fun. It had some good action. It had some good gore, and I was entertained by it. That is all I need from a movie. And Bill Skarsgård was super hot in it, okay? That doesn't hurt. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. If you'd like to further help support me and my channel, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and kill that bell for your girl. If you'd like to go above and beyond, y'all below and become a channel member, or y'all on over and check out my Patreon. But until the next time we gather, have a crowtastic day. Peace. God, I'm such a nerd. Nerd. Well, yeah. Why am I doing that?